There you go.
Of some local officials and government officials here that I'm going to give a chance to speak. Raul Grijalva is here.
Yeah.
Katie Bolger is here. Lonnie Glassman's office. Cheryl Cage is here. Karen Ulick is here. And Steve Leal is here. Thank you, Steve. All right. So,
Wave again.
to big oil and coal companies, they have enough. They're getting free points to pollute, and we want to replace those giveaways with investments in clean energy jobs. And finally, we want to stop favoring dirty coal at the expense of clean energy jobs. Make sure our voices to be heard, to make sure that this bill is strong and that it passes, and that it brings the jobs and revitalize the economy here in Tucson.
As Sarah was saying, actually, Councilman Glassman and the Tucson City Council were the first city in the nation this past October to pass a mandatory rainwater ordinance. And what that means is, starting in June 2010, all new commercial buildings that are built within the city limits will be required to get half of their landscape water from rainwater. And what that does is, currently, almost 40% of our drinking water is used on plants. So we're going to cut that in half, and we're leading the nation, and everyone here should be really proud. If it wasn't for the community support, the political support would not be there. We have 4 other cities in Arizona who are trying to do the same thing that we're doing. So again, we're going to be a national leader, and just this past April, the City of Tucson was recognized with a national award from the Environmental Protection Agency for this ordinance. So thank you for everybody and for what you're doing, and be proud.
Karen Ulick from...
And there's an urgency to this, and I think this needs to be communicated to all of us, and it needs to be communicated to each other. As we live in the Southwest, which is probably the most threatened area of this nation on the issue of climate change and global warming, we are also seeing a depletion of the quality of the water of the region, and the growth has exacerbated that. We also have an opportunity here to make a fundamental, not only energy policy change, but for the American people, a cultural change, which I think is very important. We need to do that now. I support the legislation. I, like many of you, I think, would have wished there was been additional teeth in it. Hope there would have been some more accountability, but we still have time for that. But the fundamental points, I think, of agreement are important. That despite the pressure not to do anything, something got done. You know, the process of making sausage in the United States Congress is not a pretty sight. But we have gotten past a lot of resistance to get to this point, and Waxman, Martin, and others are to be congratulated for bringing us to this point. And the points of resistance are going to continue. It's going to cost us jobs. Point of resistance. It's a false one. If we make the transition from the dependency we have now on fossil fuel to a transition to renewable and alternative energy, the jobs to be created in that new marketplace and in that new industry, high-paying, secure employment, is going to be part of the solution for turning the economic doldrums that we're in and recession that we're in. So it's an economic issue.
He's been with us a long time. I should know by now.
It's all out there. You know, Tucson, people talked about being ahead of the curve. And Tucson's reflexes and issues have put us well ahead of the rest of the nation. in terms of what we do politically together, in terms of what our imaginations think about, in terms of the kind of policies we create. And so we're sort of in the catbird seat in terms of partnerships with the feds for stimulus money. We've got like $5.2 million for green jobs. The city's reduced its hazardous waste stream by 60%, just finding safe substitutes. The city has voted to build a 1.5 million megawatt solar facility in Avra Valley. It will generate 15% of the city's electricity. No city in America has done that.
Thank you. I think the main thing I want to say is how proud we can all be to be in Tucson and to have leaders like Catherine Kent of the Solar Store, John Wesley Miller, who developed the project downtown. You're going to see we've had pioneers in alternative energy leading the way ahead of the curve. So I'm so excited to hear Catherine speak and so grateful that MoveOn and this whole coalition has come together to push the right agenda for Tucson and for the country. Thanks.